Hi friends, welcome to Lilybugs Library, or welcome back. My name's Linda, and welcome to Monday. The weekends go so fast, don't they? All right, so today we're going to talk about a few things. The main one is the fact that I'm going to take a look at my 25 series to continue in 2025 and see if I still want to continue them after 3 months. So we'll take a look at that. And because I always forget to mention it, I did just want to mention, if you like the videos, please subscribe, click the like button down below, and the little bell to notify you when I make more videos. It's apparently helps with Google's algorithm, which would be great because the more people that see my videos, the more chance that they're going to watch them. So that would be great. Thank you. So let's take a look at these series. So the first one is the Cheese Shop Mysteries by Karina Moss. So I will be continuing that one. I've read 2 of them so far, and I'm just going to give you the very briefest synopsis of what the book's about in case you don't know. This one is about cheesemonger Willa Bauer, who's proving that sweet dreams are made of cheese. And she's opened her very own French-inspired cheese shop, Curds and Whey, in the heart of the Sonoma Valley. The small town of Yarrow Glen is Willa's fresh start, and she's determined to make it a success. So that's most of these are cozy mysteries, and that is a cozy mystery. And the second one is the Magical Cat Mysteries. So I've read 3 of them so far, but there's quite a few, more than 10, but I'm not sure exactly how many. So I will be continuing those, and these ones are about librarian Kathleen Paulson. She moved to Mayfield Heights, Minnesota. She had no idea that 2 strays would nuzzle their way into her life. And these cats are amazing. Owen is a tabby with a catnip addiction, and Hercules is a stocky tuxedo cat who shares Kathleen's fondness for Barry Manilow. But beyond all the furs and purrs, there's something more to these felines. So it's a great series. Can't wait to get back to it. The next one is the Cannabis Cafe Mysteries. I don't know what I'm going to do with that one. I might continue. I mean, there's only 3 in the series. I've read the first one, and it was pretty good. But it's about 28-year-old California pastry chef Chloe Burns. Says she takes her career higher, opening a cannabis cafe where she can use her Michelin star skills to transform dry, bland pot brownies into gourmet treats. And she's doing this, among other things, for her grandmother and her grandmother's friends because her grandmother's older and suffers from arthritis and different things. So she's trying to help her. The next one is the Witch City Mysteries. And I'm not going to continue that one. I've only read 1, and I had to look it up to remember what it was even about. So I probably won't continue it. It's about... and it's not that it's bad. None of any of these ones that I'm not choosing to continue. It's not that there's anything wrong with them. It's not that there's anything wrong with the author. You would probably enjoy a lot of them. It's more the fact that there's just too many books, and I can't keep reading the ones that I don't really connect with or don't enjoy a lot because there's so many new series coming out. So there's only one me. I only have so much time. So this one, Witch City Mysteries, and it says she's not a psychic, she just plays one on TV. Most folks associate the city of Salem, Mass. With witches, but for Lee Barrett, it's home. This October, she's returned to her hometown where her beloved Aunt Ibby still lives to interview for a job as a reporter on WICH-TV. But the only opening is for a call-in psychic to host the late-night horror movies. So that one, it was good. It was very cute. So the next one is Molly Mystery Murphys by Reese Bowen. And I've read 2 of those so far, and I probably will continue, but there are a lot of them. So Molly Murphy comes from Ireland to escape trouble, and she apprentices to Patty Riley for her new profession. It says the tough old Cockney PI specializes in divorces. Molly hopes to seek the counsel of and hook handsome NYPD police captain Daniel Sullivan. So that's the very beginning of the series, and then, like I said, there's a lot of them. I'm not sure how many, but and I, like most series, I'm really bad for this. I've read a couple of them, but they're nowhere near the beginning. They're more towards where she is now. So I would like to go back and start at the beginning and read forward. So we'll see how that goes. The next one is the Seaside Cafe Mysteries. So I've read 2 of those, and I will continue that one. And it says, life hasn't been so sweet for Everly Swan over the past couple of years, but now that she's back in her seaside hometown, she's the proud owner of a little iced tea shop and cafe right on the beach. So it is a really cute, cozy mystery, and I love the idea of having an iced tea shop. I don't know why, probably because, it makes me think of summer and, relaxing and, all those things, but I think that's a cool idea for a cozy. So the next one is the Cozy Corgi Mysteries. So I have read 3 of those, and I will continue the series. And this one's really cute. It's about Winifred Page, and I think she goes by Winnie. No, she doesn't. She goes by Fred. That's it. So Winifred Page, she goes by Fred, and her corgi Watson. So they moved to Estes Park to hit the reset button on life. So she opens her dream bookshop that she had, I think she was gifted it by her mom Phyllis and her hippie stepfather Barry. So she has taken that on, and I think seems to me they put a bakery above it or something, but she's living her best life in some ways, but in other ways, things happen. It's a cozy. So the next one's actually not a cozy. The next one is the Bergman Brothers series by Chloe Leese, and these are romances. And I have only read 1. It was a really good one. I might continue it. I couldn't make up my mind on that one. The Bergman Brothers are all standalone, so I don't really feel the same way I would about a different series. I can kind of pick and choose these ones when I want to. So in that way, it's good. But it's about a Swedish-American family of 5 brothers, 2 sisters, and their wild adventures as they each find happily ever after. And Chloe Leese is a great writer. She puts a lot of neurodivergent characters and people with different issues that they have, different disabilities. And she just does such amazing things with the characters in her books. So I do really enjoy that. I'm just going to take the tea bag out of my tea here. I figured I'd have a tea this morning. It smells really good. So there's my spring mug. Tastes good, but very hot. Okay, so the next one, and I don't know what number we're on at this point, but the next one is the Norwegian Forest Cat Mysteries. I've read 3 of those, and I will continue those. They're about Lauren and her Norwegian forest cat Annie, and they run their own certified cat cafe in the picturesque town of Goldleaf Valley, Northern California. And Lauren's cousin Zoe helps them out as well. So very sweet books. Annie, is always in the cafe for the most part. Customers will come in and they'll ask Annie for a table, and the cat will lead them to a table. And sometimes if she thinks that they're lonely, she'll sit with them and they can kind of tell her their problems. It's very cute. The next one is the Oregon Honeycomb Mystery. I have read 1, and because it is a honeycomb mystery, it fits in perfectly with this month's bee theme, so I will read another one this month. And I will continue the series from there. I don't know, I think it's a fairly new series, so I don't think there's too many in the series yet. So there's a Let It Be Honey Boutique, and Ren Johnson is the person who owns it. And she also has a Havana brown cat, Everett. I don't know what a Havana brown cat looks like, to be honest, other than the fact that it's brown. But but it's not a breed I've ever heard of. I'll have to look that up just for my own curiosity. So the next one is the Bought the Farm Mysteries, and I've read 3 of those. You can kind of see my theme here. Like a lot of the ones I'm keeping have animals on the cover, so bit of a theme. So this one is about Ivy Galloway, and she decides to open a farm theme inn in her hometown of Clover Grove. And she has a border collie named Keats, and Keats is a rescue, and he's very intuitive, and he really kind of gets her, and so he's a big help to her and a big comfort sometimes too. So the next one is the Bread Shop Mysteries, and I've only read one of them, but I am going to continue with this series. I've heard great things about it. I really enjoyed the one I read, so we'll keep going with this one. What is the lady's name? Ivy Culpepper. So she has done an apprenticeship at Yeast of Eden, terrific name, uh, and has learned all these bread techniques from the person who runs it. And now she really just wants to be part of that world. So, naturally with a cozy, there's murders and things that happen, but, that's what she really wants in life, is to make bread and things like that. So anyway, it's very good. And the owner of the bread shop, I think her name is Olea? Probably pronouncing it badly. I apologize. I think it's Olea. And she's amazing. She's just fun, and she's motherly, and she's a great character. So I'm really glad that she's part of it. The next one is the Cleopatra Fox Mysteries. Now, I've read 5 of those, so I'm really invested in that one, and I will continue it. So this one is about Cleopatra Fox, who has moved into the Mayfair Hotel where her relatives live. So it's her aunt and uncle and their children, adult children. And they're rich. She is not. And so it's her not only learning to live in this hotel and to interact with her family members, because she was never close to them before, and then try to kind of accept the fact that, through them she has money, but that's not really the way she feels about the world. So it's very interesting. The next one is the Supper Club Mysteries. I've only read 1, and I won't continue it. So this one was about this group of people who are overweight, and they get together to have this supper club where they talk about trying to lose weight, and they, eat a healthy meal together, and, talk about, exercise and things like that. So part of it's cute. The first one I read, there's a professor in it. His name's Henry, and they call him his name's James Henry, and they call him Professor Puff because he loves to eat Cheetos, and he always has the cheesy stuff the cheese dust all over his fingers. And supposedly they're going to go from being the Flab 5 to the Fit 5 or something. But I didn't really care that much for it. It was pretty good, but at the same time, I don't know. There were a lot of weight jokes, and all done in fun, but just didn't do it for me. So I'll leave that one. The next one is actually a romance series, and this is the Diamond Cove series. So I've read 2 of them, and I will continue. It's about this retirement community, and most of them are grandparents, and they spend their time plotting to try to get their grandchildren help in finding love. So it's quite cute. And the two that I've read were grandchildren of the same grandparent. Now, I don't know about the rest of them. There may be some that it's like a different grandparent that's chosen and it's their grandchildren. But so far, anyway, they've been very good. The next one is a Katie Murphy cozy mystery. And I read book 1, and I will continue it, but it's very new. I think there may only be 2-3 books in it. So it's about Seaside Cove, and Katie's aunt and uncle have a Irish pub that they've just started in Seaside Cove. You know, there's no other Irish pubs there, and Katie's been helping them get it up and running, and deciding whether to stay there. But it's the Irish pub part of it's really cute. Her aunt and uncle are good characters. There's a couple of potential love interests for her there. So I really enjoyed the first one. So I'm going to try the second one quite soon and see how that one goes. So assuming it goes well, I will continue. So the next one is the Callahan Brothers series. Now this is a romance series. I read one. I probably won't continue. Why? Why will I not continue? I don't know. Probably just because it's not, I don't read, I read some romances, but I don't know. I mean, it was okay, but I'm sure because it's called the Callahan Brothers, it's going to work through all the brothers, and I think there's like 7 of them, and then the father, and I just don't know if I want to commit that much to it. So this one is good, though. The one that I read is about Jake Callahan, and he's running the family's Irish pub. Got an Irish pub theme going here for years now. And so it's all about this woman coming into the pub, and he feels like he has to protect her. And he's an ex-Navy SEAL. And so it's, his whole family is like that. They're all big and muscular cinnamon bun roll type heroes, and all ex-Navy or ex-Secret Service or whatever. So, I mean, they're good, but again, I probably won't continue. The next one is the Deep Dish Mysteries, and that is by Mindy Quigley. And I have read one, and I probably will continue. I do have another one on my bookshelf. And this is about Delilah O'Leary. She opens a new gourmet deep dish pizzeria in Geneva Bay, Wisconsin. So this place is known for being a hideaway and a millionaire's playground and, one of these sort of places. I always think of, what is that place? Yep, can't remember. I just think of Martha Stewart. She goes to this, not just her, but like a lot of these celebrities go to the Hamptons. That's it. That's what I was trying to think of. So maybe it's like that. I don't know. Anyway, she thinks that she's doing well. She's engaged. She has a hefty trust fund. She's all ready to do this. And then things kind of fall apart. And I'll tell you this part just because it happens in the very beginning, so it's not much of a spoiler. I'm sure it probably says something on the back of the first book. She ends up breaking up with her boyfriend as she's trying to get this started, and he leaves her his cat, who is very large, and they call him Butterball. And he really makes the books. So, you knew there had to be a cat in there somewhere, right? So the next one, we're all about birds now, because the next one is the Meg Lanslow series, and it's by Donna Andrews, and I have no idea how many she's got out there, but it's a lot. Probably, I'm guessing 30. I don't know. I know she has quite a few. And again, really have not read them in order, and I'm sorry if I'm stressing out all the people who read things in order, but that's just the way I am. But I will continue with the series because both the ones I read have been really good. Or both all 3 of the ones I read have been really good. And Meg Lanslow's a different kind of sleuth too, because she is a decorative blacksmith, which I think is really cool, as well as being a sleuth, of course. And this one is set in Yorktown, Virginia. And the very first one won some awards, and I believe a lot of hers have won awards. So she's very accomplished. So the first one, I think it's the very first one, is called Murder with Puffins. And each one has like a bird theme name and talks about those birds. It always has something to do with the birds. I read one where I think it was her father, pretty sure it was her father, was at this convention, and it was all about owls. And so, but she does, I don't know, this woman must know more about birds than anybody but they're all fascinating. So the next one is the Jewel Cove Mysteries by Donna Allward. I've read two of the Jewel Cove ones. Did I read them in order? I actually might have read them in order, just accidentally. But I may continue with this one. I think I will, but I really was kind of on the fence. And again, not that there's anything wrong with these books, and certainly not with the author. I think Donna Allward's amazing. She goes by Donna Allward Jones now, but I think her books are great. But this one is about at least the first. It's funny, I think they're all about Jewel Cove, but I'm not sure that the main character is the same each time. But if we're looking at The House on Blackberry Hill, which is one of the ones I read, it's about Abby Foster, who arrives in Jewel Cove to take possession of the family mansion that she's inherited from a relative that she never knew. And then things happen that the house kind of catches her in its spell. So we'll see where that one goes. So the next one is the Doggy Bakery series. And I just heard my cat do something, but I don't see him, so I guess we're okay. I've read two of those, and I will continue the series. And it's funny because I actually never think of them as the Doggy Bakery series. I had to kind of look up the name of the series because all of the names of the books include the words Bow Wow Bakery. So I just thought of it as the Bow Wow Bakery series, but I'm close. Anyway, it's about Max, who is a sweet little wiener dog, and Sophie, who is a gifted baker, and she makes dog treats, and she opens a dog bakery, and she also has human treats in there, so it's kind of a bit of both. And so far, like I said, I've read two of them, and they've both been excellent. One was a Christmas one, and one wasn't. And so, yeah, I really enjoy that series. And then my all-time favorite series, I think, is done. So it's in here, and I will read more if we ever get more, but it's not looking good. So this one is the Chatty Corgi series, and it's by Jennifer Hawkins. And I have read all three of them, and I will continue to read them if they come out. But I did notice that the last one actually came out in like 2022, so I'm not holding out a lot of hope. But it is about Emma Reed, and she left London and she moved to Cornwall because it was like a quieter little village. And she plans to bake these recipes that were handed down to her from her grandmother. And she also has a corgi named Oliver who lives with her, and he actually talks. She's just the only one that can hear him, and he helps her solve these mysteries. And I always love the way that Oliver did talk, because he talked like a dog would talk. Like he wasn't, when he would tell you about something that happened, he would talk about the smells, and he would talk about, different things that a dog would pick up on, as opposed to thinking of it like a human. So that part I liked. And then we have three more to go. The next one is the Maine Clam Bake Mysteries by Barbara Ross. And I know these are finished now, but not for me because I've only read one. And I think I may continue these ones because there's about 20 in the series. Won't be too hard to catch up now that it's done, of course. But the one that I read was very good, so I wouldn't mind continuing to see where it goes. And this one I hate to give up in a way, but it's another one I'll never catch up to. This is the Campers and Criminals Cozy Mysteries by Tanya Kappas. And I have read 6 of them. Oh, excuse me, I hear my phone. Okay, I'm back. So we had 2 left to do. So the Campers and Criminals Cozy Mystery Series. So I have read 6 of them, but I probably won't continue because I feel like I just can't catch up. There's just too many of them. And I like them, but I don't love them. But it is about normal Kentucky. It says where nothing is normal. And it's about a lady named Mae West, who her husband was involved in, I think it was a Ponzi scheme, and she ends up being left with nothing except this camping RV park, I guess is what it is. And she's, doesn't know anything about camping, doesn't know anything about anything really when it comes to running a business. But that's all she's got. She doesn't even have a place to live. She doesn't have anything. So she ends up moving to Normal, Kentucky and trying to get this place back on its feet. And I mean, it's a great series. The characters that are living in the trailer park, they're all very quirky and fun. And, Mae West really, in the 6 books I read, I mean, she's really started to come into her own in this place. And, so I like a lot of that. But again, there's so many of them, and I don't think I'm going to continue with the series. So the last one I had on my list was another one that I don't think I'm going to continue, although it is cute, but it's the Family Skeleton Mysteries. I was trying to think how many I've read. At least, I didn't write it down, but at least 2, maybe more. So this one is about a skeleton named Sid, who lives in the family home, and he actually can take himself apart and put himself back together, and he can talk, and he knows how to search the internet. Like, he's quite a skeleton. And he helps solve mysteries. So again, cute and fun and all the things I love in a cozy. I just think I've got so many that I'm trying to kind of narrow it down. So this one, unfortunately, is one I won't be continuing. So that's what I decided to do with the 20 out of 25. Now, or 25 in 25. I said that wrong. Let me see how many. I think I don't have the whole list here in front of me, but I think a good portion of them I decided to continue. And, I reserve the right to come back to the other ones if I decide to, but I'm not going to make those a priority. So that is it for today. Tomorrow should be fun. I'm gonna. One of my friends has taken me out for lunch, and we're going to a fancy little place, a little British tea place. So that should be fun. And my aunt is getting closer day by day to being sent home from where she's at, and so I'm happy that her health is getting better. So yeah, lots of things going on, and I'm wearing my my spring sweater as opposed to my winter sweater because our weather is still iffy. So you got to have some kind of sweater, but at least this one kind of looks like spring. All right, so I hope everybody has a great week, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow for Tag Tuesday. All right, bye-bye, friends.